Agunbade Folashade Janet. Today, I am going to show you how to provide students and teachers with permissions and how to assign roles to a teacher, manager and students on Moodle 2.5 website as an administrator. Having permission or account as an administrator, assign roles to a user on Moodle site is an important task. It cautions and puts demarcation on an individual user in order to carry out one action or the other on the site. To start with, we turn on editing. Then we move on to site administration column. Under the site administration, we click on users. Under the users, we have accounts and we have permission. Under the we can click on permission. Then the permission will bring out all what we can, the actions we can carry out under the permission subtopic. Here under the permission, we have user policies, how to put on and to set up user policies. We have site administrators, how to, this describes who are to be the site administrator, who are to be chosen, who are those that are given the opportunity to carry out the role as a site administrator. Then here we have defined roles. Roles are defined for each user, either as a manager, as a teacher, as a non-editing teacher, as a course requester, and so on and so forth. Here we assign systems roles. Let's go through them one by one to see what we have. On user policies page, here you can assign role for visitor. We refer to visitors as guest. Then you can move down to see all the remaining things we have here. Role for guest, default role for all users is being specified here. Creators role in new courses, you can make it to be teacher, then you can change it to non-editing teacher, and so on. Then we can move down to see other things we have here that we can change. When we are through with changing, or if or when we are through with changing or adding anything, then we can click save changes so that all the changes we made can reflect. Now under the site administrator, let's see what we have in site administrators page and the action we can carry out on that page. Here we have manage site administrator. The page is opened. Here we have current site administrators. We have all users, that is the potential users, in another box. If you want to assign an administrator role to any of the potential users, then we can click on them. We can click on the name of that particular potential users, then click add button. Then the add button will take the name directly to administrator box. Here we have main administrator, who is our admin user. Then we have other existing user that are been given the role as an administrator, that is, they can carry out the role of an administrator on the Moodle site. On the Moodle side, and if you want to remove anybody, you want to remove any user from the current site administrator, then we can click on the name of that user and click on remove button. Then it will remove the person from the current site administrator box into the box of the potential users. Then let's move on to define roles. Let's click on define roles under permission. Define roles. Here, roles are defined for each of the roles that can be carried out on the Moodle site. Here we have the role as a manager, role as a course creator, role as a teacher, role as a non-editing teacher, as student, as guest, as authenticated user, as authenticated user on front page, and lastly course requester. It's possible for us to add a new role. If you want to do that, you can just click on the button add a new role. Here we have description for each of the role. As a manager can access courses and modify them. They usually do not participate in courses, but they have the access to manage courses and to modify them at any time. Then for course creator, as the course having a course creator role, a course creator can create a new courses. Then as a teacher, having a role as a teacher can do anything within a course, including changing the activities and grading students. As a non-editing teacher, a non-editing teacher can teach in courses and grade students, but may not have the opportunity to alter any activities. Then as a student is generally have lower and fewer privileges within a course. All that the student can do is to participate and to carry out one activities on the other on the Moodle site. As a guests have minimal privileges and usually cannot enter text anywhere. Authenticated user, all authenticated user have to they are all logged in user because they either have password to log in into the course and so on and so forth. Then let's see the here on the define roles page, we have manage roles, we have allow role assignments, we have allow role overrides page, then also allow role switches. Having all these roles, we can switch roles. Let's see allow role switches tab. We click on the allow role switches tab and see what we have there. Now, as a user that has a role already, it is possible for that user to select or to change or to switch roles based on which roles they have already. Here on this page, we have manager as a role. An individual having a role as a manager can switch to be a teacher, to be a non-editing teacher, can switch role to be a student, guest, like that, as it is being as we can see it here on this page. We see that as a course creator can switch role from being a course creator. A teacher can switch role from being a teacher to be a non-editing teacher by clicking on each. I don't want to click on anyone now, but by clicking on each of the option box here, then we can switch. It allows a role to be switched from one role to another. It allows users with one role to switch to another role. Here we see that teacher, a role as a teacher can be switched to have another role as non-editing teacher, as a student, and as guest. A non-editing teacher can switch role from being a non-editing teacher to a student and also to become a guest. But as for students here, there is no all the options on this in front of students here. They are not the options. None of the option is checked, which means that students cannot switch from being a student. Having carry out any changes on this page, on this page of allow role switches, then we have to click save changes so that any changes we made can reflect on the course and can reflect on the individual. Now let's see assign role systems. Assign system roles. Let's click on assign system roles and see. Now on assign roles in system, any roles assigned from this page we apply to the assigned users throughout the entire system. So we have to take caution here in assigning role to user. Here we have role as the manager, and here we can see the names of those that has been assigned with that role. Their names appear here, course creator, and so on and so forth. Let's click on manager. Yeah, assign role as a manager in system. Here we have existing user and we have potential user. All the names inside the left hand box shows that all these people has been assigned as a manager. They has been assigned with the role as a manager on the Moodle site, whereas those names on the right hand box, they are potential user who can as well be assigned with manager role as time goes on. On clicking on any of the name, is either we add them to manager role or we remove them by clicking on add button or remove button. Add button or remove button. Then let's check system permissions for an individual users on the Moodle site. Check system permissions. Yeah, here to check permissions in system for an individual, that is to check permissions being given to an individual user. Here all what we need is to select a user. By clicking on a user, then we click show this user's permission. It will take us to a page whereby we can see all the permissions be given to that particular user on the site. Here for this user, we can see all that these users can carry out on the site, that is all the actions which these users can be allowed to carry out on the site. Here we see capability allowed. Yes. We can scroll down to see the remaining actions that the user can carry out, because the user has been given a role as the manager, and it has the user has permission to carry out so many roles. Capability overview. Let's see that. Now this report shows for a particular capability what permissions that capability has in the definition of every role and everywhere in the site where that capability is overridden. We have all the roles here: manager, course creator, teacher, and so on and so forth. I think we understand how we can assign roles and give permission and see the permission that has been given to our individual users on the site. Thanks for listening.